The Peter Limjaronath has failed to reach the needed majority to become Thailand's next Prime Minister. Votes are still being counted, but it is now impossible for the reformist frontrunner to win the necessary votes to become Thailand's next Premier. And this sets the stage for a second round of voting for the Thai Parliament. Earlier, Peter had said that he's pretty confident about being able to persuade the senators to in fact vote for him for the top job in Thailand. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in France to begin a landmark visit to the country. He was in fact welcomed by the people from the Indian diaspora who had gathered outside of the hotel where he'll be staying in Paris. The French government has invited the Indian Prime Minister to attend the Bastille Day parade as the chief guest. And during the two-day visit, France and India are expected to ink several key important defense deals worth a staggering $13.3 billion. And this includes a plan to purchase about 26 Rafale marine fighter aircraft and 3 Scorpion-class submarines for the Indian Navy. The Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said that Moscow will regard the Western F-16 fighter jet sent to Ukraine as a nuclear threat because of their capacity to carry atomic weapons. Now, Lavrov spoke of a US plan to transfer F-16s to Ukraine, although Washington has not given the go-ahead to supply them for any country. The modern warplanes have been at the forefront of Kyiv's demands for military aid from its Western allies as it fights back against Russia's offensive. And China has invited the Russian President Vladimir Putin for a visit in October. As per the Russian news agency, President Xi Jinping is expecting Putin to attend the Belt and Road Forum. Putin has in fact attended both of the earlier editions of the Belt and Road Summit in 2017 and then again in 2019. The Russian spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has said that the 2023 China visit is on the agenda, but the exact dates are yet to be decided. He's also said that talks between Moscow and Beijing are ongoing at various levels. The South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol and the First Lady Kim Kyon-hee arrived in Warsaw. They began a two-day visit to Poland to hold meetings on global security, to discuss the war in neighbouring Ukraine and also to develop bilateral business and defence ties. Yoon was greeted at Poland's presidential palace by President Andrzej Duda and the First Lady Agatha Konhoza-Duda. And Russia's central bank has reported that Russians withdrew nearly about 100 billion rubles from banks during Wagner chief Prigozhin's brief mutiny against President Vladimir Putin. This money withdrawal during the Wagner rebellion from June 23rd till the 25th was the most noticeable surge in demand for cash since the country has announced partial mobilization of its military in September. The Russia's central bank has also reported that 500 billion rubles were withdrawn from the nation's banks during the month of June. The countdown has begun for India's third lunar mission. All eyes and hopes are on the impending launch of Chandrayaan-3 as billions are waiting with bated breath. The Indian Space and Research Organisation will be launching its third lunar exploration mission tomorrow at about 2:35 p.m. Indian Standard Time. The successor to Chandrayaan-1 and 2 will embark on its journey to the moon. Now, the pole is a region that remains unexplored by humans till date. And US President Joe Biden arrived in Finland for a summit with the Nordic leaders on the heels of this week's NATO summit. The Nordic leaders, in fact, held a joint press conference in Helsinki with Finland's President Sauli Niinisto. While Finland is now the newest member of NATO, the decision came after its 7 decades of military non-alignment. And President Biden is expected to discuss climate change and emerging technologies amongst other topics. The Ukrainian anti-aircraft units engaged the Russian attack drones for the 3rd consecutive night in and around Kyiv. The defense triggered fires and falling debris in several districts, killing at least about 1 person. A Ukrainian mayor has said that the resident's body was recovered when emergency services put out a fire in the capital while reporting another fire in the apartment. The mayor further informed that 2 people had suffered some serious injuries. In another district, a balcony caught fire, injuring at least about 2 people. Now, ASEAN and India have urged strengthening strategic ties to tackle global challenges. India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar confirmed the recognition of ASEAN's centrality during the conference. He's also stressed its importance in the nation's visit to the region. The bloc's annual ministerial conference includes major powers such as China and Russia. Now, ASEAN will also be holding the East Asia Summit and the Regional Forum tomorrow. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov are both slated to attend. The name of the BBC presenter who's in the centre of a controversy over paying for sexually explicit images has now been revealed. The revelation is a major breakthrough in the case which has rocked the British media. The name of the now suspended BBC presenter happens to be Hugh Edwards. Now, his name was in fact revealed by his wife. She revealed his name shortly after the Metropolitan Police said that there is no evidence to support the allegations against him. The presenter's wife said that Edward is battling severe depression and will be staying in hospital for the next foreseeable future. Now, Edward's wife has further added that he'll be responding to the allegations after he recovers. Meanwhile, in Spain, 5 runners were injured and one of them was gored in the leg in the 7th running of the bulls at Pamplona's San Fermin festival. The thousands of tourists come every year from all over the world for the week-long festival, and runners race through the course, chased by fighting bulls and steers to the bull ring where the run ends. Now, the event starts at 8 a.m. every morning and will continue until the 14th of July. As monsoon in North India continues to create havoc, New Delhi is evacuating hundreds of residents from areas adjoining the river Yamuna due to the risk of flooding. The river is now flowing well above the danger mark, and Yamuna's water levels are said to be about 208 meters at 8 a.m. on Thursday, which is a 45-year high. The death toll due to monsoon fury across northern India now nears the 70 mark. Now, the effect of climate change is now quite profound in the world's oceans. A finding has said that the Earth's oceans are actually changing their color. The deep blue sea is becoming steadily greener. The regions in low altitudes near the equator are the most affected. Changes in the plankton population is being referred to as the reason behind the sea getting more greener. The scientists say that these changes are not major or a threat to the ecosystem, but they are clear evidence that human activity is likely affecting large parts of the global biosphere. As cleanup efforts continue in the United States, Vermont, as the northeastern part of the country is facing some heavy rainfall and flash floods. volunteer firefighters are preparing for more rain and more storms. The National Guard members are bracing to assist with more rescue and relocation of people. The rescue teams are anticipating heavy rainfall in the next couple of days. The teams are staging in locations to be ready and are prepared to respond at the Vermont Emergency Management whenever they are needed. In a groundbreaking archaeological find in Peru, a team of experts have now unearthed an entrance to an ancient temple belonging to the pre-Incan culture. According to the archaeologists, Chavin was home to different cultures through the ages, and it held a high cultural and religious stature. Now, the experts have dated the galleries of the temple to years between 1300 and 550 BC. Tech giant Meta is all set to release a commercial version of its artificial intelligence model, allowing businesses to build custom software using its technology. And this move puts Meta in competition with Microsoft-backed OpenAI and Google in the race to develop generative AI. Now, unlike its competitors, Meta plans to make its AI model open source, meaning the details of the model will be publicly available. And this approach aims to foster innovation and level the playing field in the AI landscape. While Meta is in fact considering charging enterprise customers for customizing the model, and the upcoming release will remain free. Shopify Incorporation is revolutionizing the workspace efficiency by introducing a unique cost calculator embedded in their employees' calendar app, putting a price tag on each meeting to emphasize that time is money. By eliminating the unnecessary gatherings and also changing the default answer from yes to no, Shopify is projected to save a pretty impressive 322,000 hours and 474,000 meetings in 2023 alone. It'll be interesting to see as to how this innovative approach is transforming the company's work environment and is fostering greater productivity. In response to the recent banking crisis, a new industry survey reveals that large companies are in fact taking some pretty proactive measures to mitigate risks. According to the 2023 Miltech FX survey, 88% of the companies are seeking to increase their number of foreign exchange counterparties, and this move aims to diversify their risk exposure and ensure continued trading capabilities in the face of potential bank failures. The companies are delving into financial disclosures to assess bank security portfolios, potential losses, exposure to commercial real estate lending, credit default swaps, and also to interest rate risks. In a stark warning, the Bank of England has cautioned that approximately 4 million households in the United Kingdom will face a significant surge in mortgage costs, and this will result in an average borrower paying nearly about £3,500 more annually. With the quickest series of rate rises in 3 decades, homeowners are set to experience a financial squeeze amid the tightest living standards in generations. And landlords considering selling their properties due to the higher mortgage costs also face some severe risks as the issue gains political significance ahead of the next election. The government is seeking for ways to alleviate the impact on consumers. According to a Microsoft report, Chinese state-linked hackers have secretly accessed email accounts of nearly about 25 different organizations in a sweeping cyber espionage campaign. These entities also include government agencies. Microsoft has dubbed this hacking group as Storm 0558, and hackers are said to have forged digital authentication tokens to access the webmail accounts running on the firm's Outlook service. The activity began in the month of May and the breach was detected weeks later when the customers complained about abnormal mail activity. Now, Microsoft has mentioned that entities in Western Europe have been primarily the targets of this hacking scandal. The Canadian e-commerce firm Shopify will be soon launching an artificial intelligence assistant for merchants on its platforms. It happens to be the latest technology company to roll out such a feature. The AI-powered assistant is called Sidekick and will be embedded as a button on Shopify and will answer merchant queries, including details about the sales trends. And the assistant can also help entrepreneurs update their stores on Shopify. Now, the e-commerce platform has not yet revealed the launch date. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.